So I'm back. I'm not sure what number this is, but I'm going to try and redo these vlogs again. Unsure my big cameras at the moment, that's why I've got headphones in with this one. But yes, vlog's going to come back. Today's one is going to be, I'm really unsure, but I am trying to do a how to wash your car episode, because I get a lot of people ask me that. But yeah, expect these vlogs to be back. I stopped them really due to my return to work. Excuse me, I just put my bloody thongs on. It took up a lot of time that I previously had before that. But I'm going to try and do these at least a couple of times a week, maybe every day once I start travelling. So strap in. Cheers, guys.
I'm Matt Williams. I partied my way through high school. I joined the army straight out of school as a rifleman. I deployed to Afghanistan for 8.5 months as a crew commander at 20 and turned 21 over there. I've travelled the world twice, jumped from planes, dove under the sea, drank from shoes in over 20 countries, and I regret nothing. Returning home, in a regular doctor's checkup, I was diagnosed with an incurable, inoperable brain tumour on my 22nd birthday. Since then, I've made it my mission to enjoy my life as much as I can and show that terminal illness doesn't mean your life can't be successful, meaningful, and fucking awesome, whilst putting in as much effort as I can to raising money for brain cancer research. 12 months of chemo done, 60,000 plus donated to research, and I'm fucking happier than ever. This is my story of refinding my health and redefining terminal illness and smiling through it all.
Oh, she's clean. So I get asked almost daily about what I do cleaning my car, and I thought I'd make a video on it because it seems interesting to some people and maybe not others, so just skip this if you don't want to. But this will be a thorough clean, no bullshit. It'll only be like a few minute episode, I'm hoping. I'm not going to clean my Subaru because, as you can see, it's already fairly clean. So I'm going to do the Ute, which is very dirty, and sort of what I'll do. So let's see how we go. So something I probably failed to mention in the intro is this isn't going to be like, I'm not by no means a professional cleaner, but I'm also not using any like super cheap products. Like I'm not going to use fucking dish soap, and I'm not going to use super expensive products. It's going to be sort of an all-rounder, sort of do-it-yourself thing. So nothing ridiculous, no super expensive pressure washers or products. So hopefully everyone can do this at home. Everything's available literally from like your super cheap auto, Autobarn, eBay sort of situation, and hopefully we get some good results on this Ute. Try and keep everything in a box with a lid so it doesn't get super like dusty, because it gets dusty under this sort of undercover area here. And also make sure everything's dry before you use it. So I've just got mine on the line. So that is just a cheap run-of-the-mill like Bunnings special Karcher high pressure washer. That's cheap, couple $100. And these, this is your Polar Blast stuff. That's cheap as well. A sort of foam cannon, a shampoo, which we're actually going to put in our in one bucket of 2. And this is a cheaper wheel cleaner. Not super cheap. This is a wheel bully to actually scrub this, what'll help a lot. These mitt things, I was a bit like your hand mitt that goes in. I was a bit like against it at the start, thought it was a bit of a wank, but they're actually fantastic. And then it's a heap of microfiber. These are like soak up microfiber ones, and then like some different sort of grade microfibers that you can all buy like from Bunnings or whatever, to purely just get the water off the car, so then we can apply anything else on top of that, or so you don't leave like a drying spot. First step, we want to get the car wet. We're going to do the wheels first, so just with a high pressure washer, get all like the loose dirt and shit off the car. Your normal start top down, get the wheels really wet, because then we're going to put on some pretty harsh chemicals on the wheels. We want to do the wheels first because the harsher stuff we're going to use, which could damage your paint, is going to be on the wheels. So we want to get that on and then treat the wheels, scrub it off, and then get it off the wheels as soon as we can, making sure none of it's on the body. We'll go through that. looking better already. The ute's wet, that's what we want. And then we'll start doing the wheels first once the whole thing's wet. It's actually the first time I've used this Purple Rain stuff, so we'll see. So just being careful not to get on the body and just spray the wheels if it comes through. There we go. Cover the whole wheel and make sure you get like in behind the spokes as well. You want to leave that to soak for about a minute. While you do that, fill up a bucket and use your wheel woolly then to get it off. You'll see that product start turning purple as it has a chemical reaction with like brake dust. You can see that's eating into it. So we're going to get our wheel woolly, a little bit wet. And from here we're just going to scrub the whole wheel, including in behind. Better than this because I'm filming with my right hand. Make sure too you rinse this after you do it to get any shit out of it. So then you can go back to that. We'll have to clean and wash this out because it's full of brake dust. But then you just want to high pressure this off as well. You'll already see the amount of stuff running out. You want to do a real good job of this, and you want to get in behind here too and on the brake disc to get all that product off. And also spray around the edges here I found as well, around the well, just in case you had any overflow of that harsh product. You already look, that's the first clean of these wheels and they're looking pretty good. We're going to do a little bit more later, but comparatively to what they were, looks a hell of a lot better. There's 4 wheels, so repeat that 4 times, you know, it's pretty obvious, but just make sure you clean that bucket every time because there are some husks. One of the biggest mistakes I made in the beginning of cleaning cars, I guess, was actually not leaving the product for the amount of time that they say to. So say if the wheels to leave it for that, if they say a minute, leave it a minute. With the Polar stuff, if it says 10, do it. This is something you don't have at a normal car wash because you're paying for it. You can't leave the product on, but the product has been developed to stay on for that amount of time, soak in, to protect the paint that it needs, but also leave anything behind it has to, and break up that dirt and get it off. Anything like, even like soaking the thing of your dishes, do that. So say this has been on for about 30 seconds now on the wheel, and have a look at what it's doing. That product is clear, well, purplish, but it turns more of a bright purple once it reacts with stuff. So that's how you can see it's working. Take your time with it and do it. And this ends up being significantly cheaper than a car wash anyway. Although the products might be $20, $30, $40 each, you're going to get 5 or 10 washes, where normally to do it properly-ish, at a car wash is going to be like 16, 20 bucks. So realistically, lot cheaper. It just takes a bit of time, but it's going to be way cleaner as well. Now, one of the more fun bits is going to be your Polar Blast, or foaming up the car, or a lot of people snow foam. Anyway, we're going to use about a 5 to 1 ratio of water to the product. So you might not be able to see on this bottle though. You might not see it, but there are little notches down here. So I'm going to put 100 ml in of this Auto Glim Polar Blast stuff, and then another 500 ml of water in there, and then we'll get the whole car foamed up. I think this is probably one of the better parts of it. At least it doesn't take too long, but you have to leave it on there for about 10 minutes and then wash off thoroughly. So that's for the product. One of the big things I did in the beginning, or mistakes, is shaking this. Don't shake it. Just lightly turn it side to side. And that'll actually make sure the product mixes without creating the suds in this, because we want the suds to be made in the tube in this and then go over the car, not prematurely make them. Funner bits. Lather it on. You'll use everything in that container because you're not going to be able to reuse it because it's already diluted. So use it all, get it real nice and thick on there, and then take note of the time and leave it for a full 10 minutes before we get it off. While you do that, we're going to fill up our 2 buckets and go from there. We're going to rinse out because we're going to use the bucket we use for the wheels. Give it a massive rinse. If you have another bucket, do that, but I don't. But make sure it's rinsed out. All that wheel cleaners off it. But look how satisfying this is. I'm going to use a body shampoo in a 15 litre bucket. I've put some water in. We're going to put a couple of squirts of this in. Like about that much. Look, you can't go wrong. And then we're going to fill the rest of this bucket up, and I'm going to show you a little trick. So as you can see, the bucket already has a lot of suds in it, but if you get your pressure washer, stick it in, and just go for it in there. It really helps. It really helps break up those suds, because that's what you want. You want the proper suds, not any product sitting in there. So it's almost been 10 minutes, and we're ready to get the soap off the car. The first wash we're going to do is with the high pressure washer, just to break up anything and push that off. And then we're actually going to take away the high pressure, and then we're done with that. And then we're actually going to go to just a normal hose, like squirter thing. A high pressure washer pumps out, well, that's very high pressure. It's actually very little water. It pumps out barely nothing. And I find you can actually get a lot of soap left on the car because of just the lack of water from it. So we're going to high pressure this off. We're done with high pressure wash for the day, and then we're going to get the hose and put a heap of water on to break up all that soap because we don't want anything left on before we go to our 2 buckets and start shampooing the car. Turn off, pack up all your high pressure, you're not going to need it. And then one of these hose things, oh, I can't flip the camera, just to get the car super wet. Also a good opportunity to get all the stuff off the ground too. Just so you don't have suds kicking back up onto the car. Okay, so we've got most of the soap off and it's all on the ground everywhere. Now, 2 buckets, this is what you need. This one's been rinsed, that's what we use for the wheels, rinse it heaps. This one has your shampoo in it all frothed up. You want to get your glove. I paid these off in the beginning and I paid off the 2 bucket method, but it works like you wouldn't believe. You want to put the glove in the soapy one, wash like a panel, and then put it in fresh water, squeeze it a bit, get off any dirt, anything that's stuck in the glove, and then go back into the soap. Trust me, it works. It sounds counterproductive, but it works incredibly well. So try that, and we'll see how we go after this. I'm not doing this with the glove on because it's a bit hard to show, but the best way that I've found is to do a hashtag sort of method. So go across this way with the glove, well, pretending it's on my hand, and then actually rotate the glove on your hand so you got a fresh side, and then do your up and downs in like a hashtag across the car, and then make sure you rinse it after every one, and then back in the soap. So I've done just the side panels. Now I'm going to re-rinse my rinse bucket and rinse the glove, purely just to get anything out of it in case anything was off it, because this car was mildly dirty. And then we'll start on the top panels and then the other side panels. So I've done just the side panels. Now I'm going to re-rinse my rinse bucket and rinse the glove, purely just to get anything out of it in case anything was off it, because this car was mildly dirty. And then we'll start on the top panels and then the other side panels. Righto, you've done your 2 buckets as well as you can. You want to clean under the guards and the very bottom, like skirts, like down here. Absolutely last, just because that will be the most muddy, but the most gritty as well, from bitumen, rocks, anything. Now, you want to use your hose again and get as much off the car as you can. You don't want that stuff left on there. Also, if you're wanting microfiber cloth, and give the wheels a really good rub down too. We'll rub them with the brush and with the product, but we haven't like cleaned them. But make sure you do it last because they also can have that harsh chemical. You don't want that being rubbed across your paint. Make sure you've rinsed your buckets a couple of times during this, and also rinse your mitt. You can rinse those really well as well, and then we're going to go into drying the car and then any preparation after that. Okay, it's looking good. We've got gave the car a really good soak, not with high pressure, remember, with the hose because it pumps out a heap of water. So you want to maybe not push off the side, but if there's anything left, it just dilutes it because it puts a lot more water on it. Now we're going to let it drip dry for a couple of minutes. While you're doing that, we want to reuse everything. Remember, we're trying to save a bit of money here too because we don't want to be going to the car wash and spending more. Rinse out your mitt and glove thing really well. Rinse out your buckets while it just drip dries, gets that main bit off. And then we're going to go into the most important step, I think, that's overlooked, is actually drying the car. And there's a bit, it's easy as, but I think a lot of people rub it. You want to just let it do itself. So you can get these super soaky, sort of microfibery towels like this. And literally, you don't want to put any weight on it. This is hard one-handed, but you want to put it out like this and basically just pull it off. And that will soak up actually an incredible amount of water. And now you want to do that all over. You don't do it like I did it. I just did that single-handedly. Do it properly, but you don't want to be rubbing it. Just if there's anything left on the surface, and there's no lubrication, it's just water. You just plan to get that water off. Look, you can buy packs of 4 of these for like $10, so I recommend you get as many as you can. You can wring them out, but going to a fresh one's pretty good, and turning it over as much as you like. And then we're going to go to microfiber to the wheels, but let's dry this car first. So I've dried the top of the car. Now these two are wet, and I'm going to go to another one. Before we put these in the line though, don't machine wash them because they lose all their fluffiness. Rinse them out under a tap, get any remaining soap or anything you took off the car onto that, get that off, and then put on the line, remain fluffy, and if they start tearing or whatever, then just get new ones, they're cheap. Car's dry. So we're done with the soaking stuff, we've done all the panels clean. Sorry, now what we want to do is go to a traditional microfiber sort of cloths. You buy like a pack of 5 from say Bunnings, you can actually get one for the different textures. You'll have one for like glass and the softer ones as you go. The glass ones are fantastic just to get a bit of a sheen on glass, so definitely use that. I'm not sure if you can see, but this is a glass one. It's a bit not as fluffy. And then the wheels are just going to do with a traditional microfiber. Making sure you only ever use these for the wheels because they will pick up some stuff. You just want to keep that for the wheel only, just so you're not ever putting it back on your body because you'll never get them truly clean. And if they just get filthy, just chuck them out. They're a couple of dollars. Okay, so we're done the wash, so to speak. It's dry, everything. We're going to get a bit of wheel black, do the wheels, making sure none of that actually gets on the body or the rims, or as careful as you can. And then we're going to look into if we can do any paint protection buffing. I've got to see what I've actually got. I may not be able to do it today, but that is a normal wash for your car. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. If not, move on. But I really enjoyed it. I find it pretty meditating for myself. So thank you very much. I know people ask if I'm ever going to wash the Suzuki. No, I get the salt off it, but that's it. It's four-wheel drive, it never goes anywhere. So yeah, let's just appreciate how clean this is. As you can tell, way cleaner. Look, it only takes half an hour or so. Oh, maybe 45 minutes. Most of the time, I'm waiting around for products to work anyway, so that's fine. Look, get on it. Next time, if you want, I'll do a polish and wax. But let me know. Cheers. Thanks, guys. Have a nice day.